Hello, I'm Michael Serapio, and welcome to another edition of News in Review. Well, they've long been an object of fiction and sci-fi movies, the personal levitator, or as we know them, hoverboards. That is, until an inventor from Montreal set a Guinness World Record by traveling over 275 meters at a height of up to 5 meters on a hoverboard of his own design. Now, that flight took place in 2014, but gained official recognition in May of 2015. And the accompanying video became a sensation with 6.5 million online views of Alexandre Duroux on his flying machine. The CBC's Red Sharon decided to see just how high-flying this young Canadian's dreams are.
In an older industrial section of Montreal, you can find Alexandre Duroux working away in his shop amongst the clutter and the dirty dishes and the list of things he's working on.
This is what you do when you doodle?
Yeah. Some discussions, remaining part of a to-do list, and some discussion on pulse width modulation, and engine motor controls.
There's a machine carving 3D engine designs in the corner. Computers and parts stacked up everywhere.
So parts are coming from all over the world?
Pretty much, yeah.
He has a company now, Omni Hoverboards, Inc. Some fellows working with him, investors on the phone, attention from around the world. And all because of this.
There's the beast over there.
Yeah, here it is.
This is what came out of his brain. It may not be much to look at, but this machine, this hoverboard, can make a human fly.
So what, did you have a dream? I'm going to fly?
Well, yeah, something like that. I saw how technology was evolving, and I was thinking, this is actually possible. You can make something like that today, and I said, why not?
As a boy, after his family emigrated from Romania, he grew up in Montreal, watching his father Dan, the electrical engineer, and soon Alexandre was tinkering himself. As a young software engineer, he designed this 3D imaging technology for use in a performance of the Metropolitan Opera House in New York. But for the last several years, this has been the obsession.
Oh yeah, that's light.
It's a combination of carbon and high-tech electronics.
Look, I need to borrow your hoverboard.
And it has conjured up comparisons with Michael J. Fox's ride in Back to the Future or the Goblin in Spider-Man. But it isn't quite like that. From the first board with the propellers on top to control systems that got a little too hot.
This is flame?
Yes, exactly.
Ooh, hot foot. So the control system, you control it with your feet, with your hands?
His design is a little different.
Actually, pliers. Yeah. But I mean,
that's a pair of pliers, right?
Yeah.
Wow. And that's all you need?
That's all you need.
A pair of pliers for the accelerator. Snowboarding straps to anchor his feet.
Those tighten up nicely, eh?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, you would want that.
And batteries, lots of lithium polymer batteries to power the electric motors, 8 of them generating around 40 horsepower.
Well, how long?
1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes.
Yes.
And then
but that was all it took. 1.5 minutes to shatter the old world record earlier this summer, flying for almost 300 meters, 5 times farther than the previous record. A flight watched by over 6.5 million people.
when you set the record, how did that feel?
That was an amazing day. It felt like all these these years of work actually added up to something that's worth it, and I'm really happy that we got global coverage.
And you've heard from around the world.
Yeah.
But he's not slowing down.
Well, it looks pretty cool.
Modifications continue as he designs his highly secretive next generation. And today, near Sutton, Quebec, in the middle of cottage country, where his buddies are getting ready to throw a bit of a party,
Just help me turn.
he's doing yet another test flight. Mom and Dad, Dan and Nina, are here. Every flight is an event.
Is he super smart or just a little bit crazy?
I think it's about.
And what does Mom think?
Oh, me, I suffer a lot because
worried.
I was worried every day.
You know, there's a connection that is not made properly here.
But a few pre-flight tests turn up a problem.
There's a few controls that don't respond properly, and we don't want to take chances and give you footage with people that are losing like fingers and things like that.
No,
Even though that would be really interesting footage, we totally agree.
I don't want that. It would spoil my story.
Several hours of troubleshooting and soldering,
Okay.
and it's thumbs up. Now a crowd is gathered.
Here we go.
Here we go.
It's a clean lift from the shore, but it turns out flying over water was a good idea.
I don't know. Half of the machine didn't work.
Dad to the rescue and back to the drawing board. Not that he's ready to give up, far from it. Remember, this is just a prototype. While they straighten out a loose connection, Alexandru entertains the crowd.
Did you always want to fly?
Oh, yeah, it's been some time, yeah.
Yeah? Is it like satisfying?
Oh, it is, totally. Actually, I just want to try it again right now.
it.
Yeah.
Mom is not sure another flight is a good idea.
Yeah, just a little.
This is it.
But this time, it's pure magic. The magic of flight that has captured our imagination since Orville and Wilbur Wright. Now unleashed in its simplest form by the imagination and intelligence of this young Canadian inventor. But if he thinks I'm getting on that thing, he really is nuts.
Well, it's your turn now, huh?
I don't know. That's probably got a weight restriction.
It does, it does.
Yeah, I think we'll leave that to guys like you.
Red Sharon, CBC News, safe on the ground near Sutton, Quebec.
Now, over the following year since Daru became a viral sensation, he has not stopped inventing. And as it turns out, Red Sharon could not stop thinking about that hoverboard or maybe even taking it for a spin. So he went back to Daru's workshop to get an update on his famous flying machine and to discover what other things he's working on.
In this old Montreal warehouse, just down the hallway, we're about to find out what big ideas can lead to.
They got a flashy new sign.
All right, let's do it.
Inside, Alexandru Duru hasn't slowed down a bit. People are working on new projects.
We worked on a spine surgery simulator.
There are tests going on with new ideas.
That's a big blade, yeah.
Yeah. But this one is still a bit confidential.
Omni Hoverboards is definitely on the world map. Since we first put Alexandru's story on Facebook, you might say it went viral. So far, over 320 million people around the world have watched him fly. And what did it do for his career?
So since we came and visited you, the piece was seen, reached over 320 million people.
Okay. It's amazing. Yeah, you look very happy, huh?
So do you.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's very good.
How did that exposure work out for you?
Well, you know, we got people calling us from everywhere.
Here he is in Paris, putting on a show. He's been to Germany and Spain, too. In Japan, the show's host pretended he would try to fly the machine. The thought has crossed my mind, too.
You know, I'm thinking maybe I can fly this thing.
Yeah, well, with some training, you know.
Training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just circuit boards and what's.
In the meantime, it's full speed ahead with the development of the next generation hoverboard.
This is their work. They worked 6 months on that.
Student Jean-Yves Berton.
This is actually a Bluetooth controller that will control the board itself. So it's the main port with which a user will interact with the board.
So that's going to replace the pliers?
Yeah, exactly. It's like just an advent.
Remember the pliers?
Actually put pliers here. But I mean,
That's a pair of pliers, right?
yeah,
Wow. And that's all you need.
that's all you need. Yeah, it replaces the pliers. It's the new pliers.
It's the new pliers.
It gives instruction to the board does the rest.
Yeah.
The pliers are pretty cool.
You like them? We still have them.
And at the end of the
No,
day, if
we'll-
you needed to cut the thing off your feet, you had a pair of pliers.
We'll add that in the user manual.
But if we're going to fly today, joking aside, we need to get going. So we're heading deep into the Quebec countryside. Now, this young fellow has never flown the hoverboard before. This could be interesting. In fact, this is the first place we saw Alexandru fly. The audience is a little different.
Got one guy there.
But I won't be the next pilot. This fellow, Alex Willem, swears he's ready. So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Are you a little bit nervous?
No?
Somehow I don't believe you.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It should work fine.
How can you put your life
This thing
in...
never had a problem yet, so...
Yet
I mean,
today,
no,
you mean
no.
today?
Well, don't forget, the last time we were here, there was one small technical glitch.
Okay, it blocks when you pull on it quickly.
But today, any flying will be done in a harness. Safety first.
So your hospital card's in there, just in case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can find it.
Yeah, if we need to, we will.
Yeah. No.
It turns out, it's not as easy as it looks.
I just give a little bit of trust, but when I really give too much...
And being tethered to a rope makes finding his balance difficult. But it hasn't dampened his enthusiasm.
The moment you start putting some trust, you actually feel like you're in control. Like you, with your body, you can actually move wherever you want. So I didn't really put the full throttle now, but I can really try it and really see how you can hover with that thing.
So was it easier or was it harder than you thought?
Oh, well, you can try it out.
Yeah, no. I don't think so. Not on your life.
Looks like it's up to Alexandru to show us how it's done.
You ready?
And here we go. It really is an amazing sight. What the power of imagination can accomplish.
All right.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure working with you.
Keep me, I want to see the new one.
Okay,
Let me know when it's happening.
I promise.
Red Sharon, CBC News, near Sutton, Quebec.
Goes to show, if you can dream it, you can make it happen. And that is News in Review. For more on this story, please check out the curio.ca website at curio.ca/news in review. I'm Michael Serapio. Thanks for watching.